Hi, welcome to Climbing Daily. Coming up on today's show, we've got news of a wild first ascent in Patagonia. We've got part one of our interview with Ueli Steck at ISPO Munich. And we have an excerpt from the latest episode of the EpicTV series Mirko Caballero, Confessions of a Kid Crusher. A four-man team has made the likely first ascent of Cerro Mariposa, one of the most remote peaks in Patagonia, via a huge 2,300-foot wall. Canadians Marc-Andre Leclerc, Paul McSorley and Will Stanhope, along with American Matthew Van Biene, climbed the wall in 18 pitches, grading it 5'11", A2 and calling it La Vuelta de los Condores, after a group of good luck condors that swirled around us on the wall, Stanhope said. The route itself looks unbelievable, but the whole adventure sounds even more amazing. They used horses to access a river, and then it was rafting, bushwhacking and river crossings all the way to the foot of the wall, and all this without a sat phone or any modern communication. It's real adventure. Up next, we've got part one of our interview with Ueli Steck, who we caught up with while he was manning the mountain hardware fort at ISPO Munich. We're here on the mountain hardware stand at ISPO Munich with Ueli Steck, who has just got back from Patagonia. How was the trip?
I know, it was a fun trip. I was out there with my wife, going on holidays, and we were just enjoying life there.
So when we came and saw you after you'd been on Annapurna, you said you almost felt empty, you were lacking motivation. How are you feeling now?
Annapurna really burned me out, and since then I'm just take it easy a little bit, and I try to find my motivation back. So it needed some time to reflect, and now I feel like I can move on.
We spoke to Stefan, who repeated the line.
Yeah.
And they obviously found it pretty hard. Do you think it'll be repeated again? Do you think it's going to become a classic? Because it's a relatively safe, hey?
Yeah, but we have to be honest, I had the perfect conditions.
Yeah.
Stefan and Yannick, they didn't have that good conditions, but
yeah.
I think it was just the right season, you know.
And is your motivation for 8,000 metre peaks back, or do you think you're done with 8,000 now?
I will not say I'm done, but for this year I'm not going on expedition. You know, I lost a lot of my climbing skill the last 5 years, so because I was always on
Too much time at altitude.
Yeah, so I want to just take a year just to keep that level. So that's very important for me. So I take a year just running and climbing and do some smaller stuff.
But maybe one day. Never say never.
Never say never. No, I'm pretty sure I will return to the Himalaya.
Thanks, Ueli. Part two coming soon. To leave you, we've got a snippet from the EpicTV series Mirko Caballero, Confessions of a Kid Crusher. He might be young, but this guy's got some strong pincers. See you tomorrow.
You know, you hear a lot about all these really strong young climbers that can climb 514 plus, but in reality, there's only a fraction of those climbers that can actually boulder at a top level. And in a place like Bishop, where the boulders are everywhere and they're larger than life, it's basically like a giant playground for a kid like Mirko.
Winner in the women's event was Maria Tolokanina. This is her first win of the season, although it's her third podium, and she now moves top of the overall ranking.